Yes. So for taxes in UK, if you just come newly to UK, okay, and you start your job, if by the time before you, let me say, if they pay you £12,500, okay, you won't pay any taxes for that. Let's say, for example, now maybe in a year, I'm going to be having £20,000 per year per annum. So that means for the first 6.5, or let me say 7 months, I'm going to receive 12,500. So for that 12,500, they are not going to tax it. I'll be tax free for that period of time, which after then they start calculating my salary. So for basic salary, if you earn between 12,571 to 50,270, your tax in UK is going to be 20%.
20%.
Yes, 20%. Sometimes when I receive my pay slip, I usually pay like 1,500
Wow.
tax. Yes. Well, in fact,
Hmm.
even when my family, maybe now that my father-in-law is around, or the other time my mom was around, and I pick extra shift, I do extra shift just because I want, extra income. I just sometimes I'll just sit down and say, does it really worth it
Hmm.
to pick extra shifts in my place of work?
Hmm.
Because by the time I see the taxes, the tax they are going to deduct, I feel like, what's
Hmm.
all this? So sometimes I just prefer to do agency, because at the end of the day, the money agency is going to deduct will still be reasonable compared to the amount they will deduct from your money if you pick extra shift from your permanent job. You understand? So yeah, so that is it. But for people that higher rate, people that get above £50,000 to £125,000 in a year, they will be paying 40% tax.
What?
40.
40%.
Yes, 40%. UK advanced Niger. That's why when some people are lamenting, I usually understand that.
40%.
Oh. And then if you now at the end of the year,
Oh my
if
God.
you earn more than 125,000 pound, then you will be paying
Ah.
45,000. I mean 45%.
But, but,
And to shock you, let me bust your bubble before you go. So if you are earning above $125,000, I mean pound, in UK, they will never spare you for any month. You start paying your tax immediately. You start your job.
hey, this is serious.
Yes,
Ah.
so that's UK
So
for
we can say that it does not really favor people who are in the high posts, like
I'm
doctors
telling
now.
you.
I know doctors will be earning up to that per annum.
Per
So
annum.
it's not a good thing.
So for doctors, that means they will fall between that 40,000,
Hey,
or
my
some of
God.
them maybe consultant, they can fall between maybe
Hey,
45.
that's a lot of money.
It is,
40%.
my brother. It is 20. I paid 20%.
So that means people are not encouraged to work overtime, to work extra
I'm telling you,
shifts.
and that's why you see their people, except if they have something they need to cover their children, white people, British. If you see them doing extra job, extra hour,
This is
maybe they
serious.
want to do wedding, or they are planning to go for summer, or they want to go, they will even tell you, they'll say, like one of my colleague, and then I just realized that of recent started picking extra, and I was like, oh, you picking extra, why? She said, oh dear, I'm preparing for my wedding. I said, no wonder. They won't do it because they
Hmm.
know the implication.
Yeah.
But for someone like us, co-work, we know that at the end of the day, something is going to, at least
Yeah.
come,
Exactly.
there's going to be addition, and keep that's what encouraged me to pick extra sometimes.
Hmm.
By the time I collect my pay slip and look at it, I will like, what the fuck?
This is serious.
It doesn't worth it, my brother. It doesn't worth it. So that's why, you know like, you just have to think of, maybe, for me, I'm looking for an agency, permanent agency, that at least in a week I will get maybe extra one shift. Anyway, we are still going to salary, so I'll be able to say that. So if I can get extra one shift from agency, and I'm doing 3 days with a permanent job, I think it's okay. It's okay, because by the time you pick all the extra at the end of the day, your money is going to be too much. The tax is going to be too much.
So UK is trying to curtail, maybe disparity. I mean, some people earning high, some people earning low, and that will
Yeah,
favor people who are not working. So
yeah.
the
It
taxes.
will favor people that are not working, and it will favor people that they collect less. There was a day I was talking with a carer, our Niger people, and they were like, "Oh, you people nurse now, you collect a lot of money, blah blah blah." And I said, so I showed one of them my pay slip. I said, "Have you ever pay this amount of money as a tax?" In fact, you know what she did? She just kept quiet. She said, "Really? Sometimes I pay 1,750, depending. When my mom was around, I pick a lot of extra then. Sometimes I even pick 5 days, five extra in a month. I pay nothing less than 1,617.
Wow. Per
Yes,
per paycheck.
per month. Per month.
Yes. Oh my God. Though in the US, the tax deduction rate is between 0.25 to 0.3% of the total amount. So, and like in the UK as well, the more you work, the more the tax. So, for instance, the ideal work day.
I hope people are commenting. I can't even see comment. Maybe it's because
So,
and I can't see. Are people with us anyway? If not, they'll watch it later. It doesn't matter.
yeah. So, the ideal work hours in the US is 36 hours per week. And since I've been here, I have noticed that the Americans, whether the African American or the Caucasian, they don't really do overtime. They don't really even do it. Even that 36 hours in a week, if they don't feel like coming to work, they will just call off. So
Mm-hmm.
they cannot call me. So,
Exactly.
but it is we, the Africans,
Hmm.
that will be, is there any extra shift? Please call me.
Bro, you see what I've realized. It's not. You see all this extra shit that we pick most of the time. It's not for us.
Yeah,
It's for people back home. If
exactly.
you are like, for
Yeah.
me, with my basic salary, if I don't pick extra shit,
You will
I think
survive. You'll be okay.
I will survive.
Yeah.
I'll be fine. And these are people that they don't care about any other people. They don't give their money, their
Mm.
parents money. They don't do
Yeah.
anything. So what do you expect?
Yeah.
But we have a lot of people that is dragging us from Nigeria. You have to bring this. You have to do this for me. so in fact,
So, like when I used to work overtime, like some people were calling me crazy. Ibrahim,
mm,
you're crazy.
yeah,
Are
that's
you
what they
in
tell me.
debt? Do you have a debt you are paying? You know, why why should you be working 5 days, 6 days in a week? You want to pay
Mm,
yourself?
mm.
Please come. Is there anything going on? Even in Ethiopia, I used to work 7 nights. So
God.
even like also like in Lagos State, you work in one
Mm,
hospital, you work in another
yeah.
hospital.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm used to it. So if I'm in the US, let me work.
I guess so. My dear brother,
So
even if they will deduct the tax, I will still work, because
so
at the end of the day, there's going to be addition. So that's my own conclusion. I don't care
no,
about the tax.
so when I did that for like a year, when I first came, I did that for a year after I left my agency. So I did that for a year, and then doing the tax filing. I didn't even realize how much I made in a year until I saw my tax. That I actually made some amount of money. But when the tax people came, they just they deducted because I made more than. Yeah.
Hmm.
So they had to deduct. I had to pay back to the government
Hmm.
because I earned extra. So, and I now realize that with that amount the tax that I'm paying, I was paying then. So I now calculated that what if I had worked 36 hours in a week, or maybe
Hmm.
let's say 40 hours in a week, will I pay this much? Of course, I will not pay that much. But
Hmm.
when I calculated everything, it still amounted nearly, I mean, amounted to nearly the same thing. So I now realize the reason why these Americans don't want to take extra shift, because
Yes.
it's more or less like you are working for people
I'm
who
telling you,
take job
people that are not working.
that are not working. So you are paying them from your from your sweat, other
Honest,
things.
honestly,
And
that's the
so
honest truth.
someone advised me that if I'm interested in doing overtime, I should not do it in my primary hospital. I should go
Mm,
elsewhere so that So that was, but even with that, because
mm,
when you work overtime, it tells on the body. As time goes on, you start feeling to your body. I just say, I'm not doing that
mm,
again. I'm not doing
mm.
that again. Let me just work my 3 days and let me do something else. Not.
Exactly. That's the reason why all this social
Hmm,
media routine that one is doing as well. I used to tell my husband, I said, by the time I paid low, all this extra where they do, I will just forget that.
exactly. Yeah.
Because these are things that even you be your own boss, you can do your own thing.
Yeah.
And with the way social media is of now, you can even people are making people that they are even nurses, they are the money they are realizing from social media is a lot more, you know to what they are getting from nursing job.
Yeah.
So you are very right. I think one has to just think of another thing that he or
Yeah.
she can do and
Exactly.
forget about all this extra, because at the end of the day it doesn't worth it. Doesn't.
Exactly.